Taika. Hi, Jemaine. Sophia Soto with the Nerds of Color. Big fan of both of you, and I'm so excited to be speaking with you. Thank you so much for your time
Hi,
today.
Sophia.
Hi, thank you.
Of course, nice to meet you both. How did you both approach the perfect balance in terms of honoring the original film while making the series unique and also expanding on the story and characters?
It took a long time to get that tonal balance right, and not to be too faithful to the film, or like you'll try and create the exact same thing because it seems pointless.
Yeah, and also
it's already so great.
Yeah, we didn't want to just copy it, but we kind of rewatched it a couple of times, and I read the script, but then sort of forgot it. Didn't study it, just like thought of kept in mind the things we loved the most. Sometimes when we talked about things from the movie, we felt like we were ripping it off, and in a way, because Terry Gilliam and Michael Palin, who wrote the movie, weren't involved in this process. So we tried to do our own version. What if we had this idea? What would we do?
Yeah. And this is a question I always like to ask because I always love hearing about the behind the scenes process, resulting in what we see on screen. So I'm curious, what were you most excited to kind of see in terms of your writing come to life on the screen?
I tell you what, we used a lot of puppets and things, so I was most excited when Weta Workshop built a mammoth, and there's people in it, but it looks like a mammoth walking around. That was really exciting for me.
Taika, what about you?
I think the sets in general for me they're really amazing. That's Ra Vincent and his team, who just they built so many incredible things, and every week there's like a new thing, and then they'd recycle that particular piece of the studio or like the backlot, and a week later he'd come back and ancient Troy had then become
medieval
village or something, and like it's an incredible job that they did, and I think it helps elevate the scale of the show and makes it feel like a big 80s movie.
Because there's certain points where you can walk on the set where you can look in any direction and it looks like you're in that place. So that's really cool. I've never got to work on that level before where you can build a street or a city.
Yeah,
not as a writer. As an actor, I've been on sets like that, but not as a writer, I haven't got to work on that scale before. So that was fun.
Yeah. And which significant historical event would you pick for each other to visit?
Oh.
Okay. All right.
I think I'll get you to go back to this morning and adjust that attitude before you come in here to these interviews.
Okay. And for you, I'd like you to be the first person who tests out skis.
Well, on that note, thank you both so much for your time. It was such a pleasure speaking with you, and congrats on the show. Really, really great.
Thank you, Sophia.
Hi, Lisa. Sophia Soto with the Nerds of Color, and I'm a big fan, so thank you so much for your time today. I really appreciate it.
Oh, thank you. Thanks.
Of course, I'm so excited to have you and love the show. So there's so many different elements that I imagine makes the project really rewarding as an actor. I'm curious, what did you kind of walk away with after the experience, whether it be a takeaway of some sort that you personally feel like you applied to your own life, or maybe something new to apply to future work?
So many things. I mean, just from the beginning, being in New Zealand in a different place, and we started with Taika always does, and Jemaine, this Maori ceremony to welcome us foreigners who've come to work there. And that was really beautiful. And so just like from the minute, the dot, and then all the guest actors who came on to play roles. And I remember one of them because we were doing something in an ancient Mayan village, right? And this one actor said, my ancestry is Mayan. It goes back to the Mayan people. And I'm so thrilled that they paid attention and hired an actual Mayan person of Mayan ancestry to play this person. So I kept meeting people like that from all over, and really appreciated that about this. Also, that I always thought I know a lot about history. I produced Who Do You Think You Are? Genealogy and history, and realized, oh, who's Madame Chung? Mansa Musa? Why have I don't know who that is. It's because, it's mostly European history. That's all. That's mostly what informs American history. And so that was fantastic to learn about them, because then, of course, I looked them up. You get like a little taste of these people and who they are, and then there's so much more to know. And then also, it's just dumb fun. Right? And then
who doesn't love that?
And then there's just dumb fun and adventure and time portals. I mean, what I loved is just sort of like, well, look, we don't know how any of that works. Let's just keep going and find shiny things to steal. So, it was just fun, start to finish. It was great.
Sounds like such a rich experience. I mean, it's incredible. And you mentioned the time portal, so I got to go off of that. Where would you want to visit with your character if you could do an adventure of any of your making? What would you pick?
I don't know, because like the Bandits, you would just get in trouble, right?
True.
It's like going someplace where they have very specific customs and you don't know them and you could die because of it. So no, I don't want to. Also, just the smell alone would keep me
We'll bring
home.
Penelope here. You can get her into an adventure here.
She would have an adventure anywhere because she doesn't know anything.
Exactly. And lastly, did you find any unexpected inspiration, whether it be from your personal life, a past project, something you saw randomly one day for your character or the story?
You know, I think one of the biggest things that informed Penelope to me was, before it was Penelope, they had written it was a man. So
interesting.
And I said yes. And it still hadn't been rewritten. And all the pronouns were still for a man and everything. And I thought, well, but okay, it is going to be, I'm playing a woman, right? And I that's what I am, a woman. So I want to play a woman, and that's, yes, don't worry. But it also said that the character was a leader and cowardly.
Yeah.
And I said, oh, I think I don't object to them being afraid when it's appropriate to be afraid, but I would love for this person to be really courageous. Like to the point of stupidity, like not knowing when to be afraid until too late or the last minute. You know, to me, that's really funny. Bravado is funny to me.
Well, thank you so much again for your time, and congrats on the project. It was a pleasure speaking with you.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you. Have a great rest of your day.
For Spider-Man, they didn't mind. The activists, directors, comments and the lectures, fanboys, professional artists and professors. Maybe a nerd who's just like you, talking about the things that you like too. So I invite you to the NOC. In full color, you see me.